Let's get this party rock and rolling. I am so fired up. Hello! How are we today, everybody? I'm John Zidar, aka the Wizzy, stock wizard that is. Thanks for showing up. We're going to be taking a look at some hot stocks. I hope they're hot, that you've given me. Haven't got a whole lot of them. I've only got 3 right now, which means we're probably going to have time for stocks that come in during the show. We don't get to do that very often, do we? That'll be nice. So, let me catch up on what's going on here, just so you're on the same page I am. I've got a second computer here that I use to monitor what you can see. I can't tell if you can hear me. If you can't, let me know. Hello, Jason. And I can see it, but it's been acting up all day. So much so that I've got one screen I use just for trading, and I trade the Q all day, so that's just locked on mini versions of the Q. Well, it kept freezing up on me, and I didn't know it. It was just not working, and I was looking at it thinking, oh, I'm still safe. Then I look over at this computer, and oh my God, it's a whole different game. So it already kicked me out of StreamYard once over here. If it does, I'm not going to try to reboot while we're live. So I'm just going to presume if there's any problems, you'll let me know over here. We hear you. Thank you. Reassurance is always good. I always think I'm good, but I like to hear from you guys. I hear you. Not really, but I hear you. All right, so the gang's all here. Velmore was so fast. Swear to God, I think she just has a page waiting. I don't know how you do that, but as soon as I go there, it's already there, and I'm right behind. As soon as I put it up, I go get the address so I can post it around. She's already there with her ticker, and I've got it too. I appreciate you being there. Yes, underdog, we've got ZKIN we'll be taking a look at. Dino Trades, I have chosen HOFV. And don't think that I don't notice some of you changing your names here and there, just a little bit, a space or an extra letter. Every time I write who's bringing me a stock, I think I have the name, and it's like, that's not how I spelled it last week. So I'm paying attention to you too. Who else is here? Jason down there. I seen Mark had stopped in. Mark Ryan, yeah. He's been busy working all day. Haven't seen him much over at Penny Boys. It was a good day for me, folks. I was playing the Q all day for options, up and down. I got in it 9 times. I lost one for $39. I'm up with all the rest, total of about $800. Not a bad day. Google yesterday had a huge fall, in case you didn't notice. The reason she fell, the CEO of Apple said that they are considering using a different search engine rather than Google on their Safari browser on their Apple phones, which means Google would lose a huge customer. So just the talk of that caused it to drop. Well, I think there's room to recover one way or the other, and this hasn't happened. It's just talk right now. So I bought a call on that yesterday afternoon. I was going to sell it today, this afternoon. It's a 2-day, and I normally don't hold my calls and my puts overnight, but I'm holding this one for 2 days because Google is steady climbing. She was up about $250. I was tempted to sell it, but I'm going to let it ride until tomorrow. Okay. So now you know what I'm doing. Let's see what you guys have been doing. I have got your tickers lined up here. Let's jump on into them. Oh, yeah, I know what you're seeing there. I apologize for that, but there ain't no way around it. No way. So the first ticker we're going to be taking a look at shouldn't be there. It should be over here. This is a cannabis company. I used to just say twig, because using the word cannabis or marijuana can get your videos not paid for. Nobody wants to put ads on those. I don't know why. It's virtually legal in 2/3 of the country right now. So we're looking at a cannabis company brought to us by Velmore. This is a U.S. cannabis company. However, they're really not a cannabis company, folks. They're in the cannabis sector, but they never touch the plant, because they don't sell the plant or anything you can get high with. What they are is a glorified head shop. You know what a head shop is, right? You don't. Come on. Head shop is the place that you buy your rolling papers, your pipes, your bongs, your things, your child-proof holders to put your stuff inside. Anything that's related to cannabis, but not cannabis, is what they sell. They had strong daily volume today, low float, huge revenue decrease, which is quite concerning. There is no current news, though we've got lots of filings to look at. There was a huge fall on the chart, April 23rd. I verified the fact that the financials came out just a day or two before. So that's probably what happened there. Now, when we talk about cannabis companies in the U.S., cannabis companies that touch the plant, actually sell anything that gets you high, cannot get on the major exchange. They are not allowed on the NASDAQ. They are not allowed on the New York Stock Exchange. They have to stay on the OTC. Now, if you're a Canadian company or a Czechoslovakian company, I don't care. If you're any other country, you're allowed to go on the major exchange if you touch the plant, but not us, because it's federally illegal here. What a bunch of messed up rules. All right, so we're looking at GNLN Greenlane Holdings. She is based out of Florida, finished today at 0061 and was down almost 19%, dropping 0015. It was a very small drop. So this is what the company's about. If you don't know what a head shop is, they sell you your pipes. They sell you your papers, your holders. They're online. They've got companies helping them now to get further out there so that they can be seen. They have lots of partners, lots of different brands that they sell, as you would expect. You know, they're a store, so they sell a lot of different products supplied by a lot of different people. And they've got partnerships with a lot of these companies. So that's what the company is all about. Taking a look at the news. It was back in February. They had a $25 million private placement done at market value. That means some big investor came in, bought $25 million worth of stock at market price. So it didn't dilute it in the view of that they were buying it cheap. And I don't know, because I haven't dove into that. Did they create these shares? Did they have to pull them out of the authorized shares? So now we have more on the float? Probably do. Let's see here. Greenland names Cannabis Creative Group as their new digital marketing agency. As I said, they have an online presence, but they want to make it better. So they've hired someone to do that for them. Here is our financials on March 21st. It was, what was it, March 23rd? April 23rd. She had a big fall. And then Greenland selects mainstream business-to-business procurement platform to complement its supply chain ecosystem. They're trying to make getting stuff and selling stuff easier. They're just trying to get everything smooth because they've got problems right now, folks. Let's take a look at the relative volume and we'll get to the financials, which is my big concern with this company. She's been doing roughly 100 million shares a day, every day over the last month. Today, she did 2.5 times that much, 255 million. Share structure for the company. All right, this, let me see. Share structure. We've got a number over here as of March 19th, 2025 of 8 million. Well, that's great. That's a low float. Well, I was going through filings. They had a lot of filings. This is what I found. This is an 8K, and it came out like maybe a week ago or something. It's real close. They tell us they had an aggregate of 410 million shares of common stock outstanding. Well, that's a long ways away from 8 million. But they went and issued, let me see. They say there were some newly issued shares issued pursuant to the exercise of pre-funded warrants and Series B warrants. Now, the reason I'm showing this to you because we have another filing that came out about 6 days later, same exact sort of filing, except now they tell us there is an aggregate of 690 million shares. So we went from thinking it had 8 million to finding out it had 490 million about a week, 2 weeks ago. And now the most recent filing says we're up to 690 million for the exact same reason. The newly issued shares are issued pursuant to the exercise of pre-funded warrants and Series B warrants. So I'm not quite sure all the details involved there, but our outstanding share count is way up there. What is our market cap? Way down there. But then you can't count on this. You've got to take all of the shares, when we got 600 million plus, and multiply it times that. That gives you your market cap. It isn't going to be 62,000. Let's take a look now at our financials. This is what I didn't like seeing. Back in 2021, they were doing $166 million worth of business. We got to add 3 zeros to that. Look, it went down to 137. Then half of that, 65. And now what? 1/5 of that? We're down to 13 million. That is a huge, gigantic fall. And I have no clue why. They are still bringing in profits. They got to keep just under 50% of what they brought in at the end of 2024. Quarterlies, we get anything over here? We do. Oh, God, look at that. Just in this year, they've been falling. A year ago, we were at 10 million, dropped to 50%, 5 million. Half of that, 2.5 million, bumped it up a little bit to 4, and now we're way down, 1.6 million. Folks, she is just falling downhill so fast, Jack and Jill style. We are pulling in profits, but it's still looking bleak. Balance sheet for the company. We do have $900,000 in the bank, 28 million in assets, only 22 in liabilities. So as bleak as it looks, we're holding profit. We get 6.4 million in equity for this company. And I do believe I've covered all of the filings. No, there was one more filing there. I thought there was. They have a meeting coming up. Let's see when this meeting is. June 5th. June 5th, 2025, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I dove in it to see if they were going to be voting on a reverse stock split. They are. So now we've got over 600 million outstanding shares, and they want to do a reverse stock split of anywhere between, and these ain't small, 1 to 250 to a 1 to a 500. So for every 250 or every 500 shares you have, they're going to give you 1 new share. You're going to lose all your shares. So if all you have is 500 shares, you're going to have 1 share if they do a 1 in 500 reverse stock split. Now, if you paid, let's just pick a number out of our head. If you paid $100 for your 50 shares, well, it's still going to be worth $100 for 1 share. But that means you paid $100 for 1 share. That's your new average. So don't let anybody tell you reverse stock splits don't hurt you. Your average goes way the heck up. And if you're not in profit, your losses compound. It gets even freaking worse. I'm telling you, I've gone through about 78 stock splits. I know exactly how they steal your money. I've lost tens of thousands in it. So we have one being voted on. It has not been approved yet, but I haven't seen any of them voted on, not approved, not one. They're all approved because it really isn't us voting on them. It's the bigger people who have all the insider shares that have all the voting rights. So these are normally going to get passed and normally used. So that tells you everything going on with Green Lane. Let us go take a look now at the charts. And I do have it set up. Oh, I've lost you. I can't see you over here. So I'm just going to real quick because I'm having a panic attack. Can you guys still see me? Yeah. Okay. Nobody's crying. It went dead, folks. I can't see it anymore. So c'est la vie. So I'm looking at it to see if you can see me. I presume you can see my chart. Great. So we are looking at ticker GNLN. I got this opened up to a 5-minute. Let's get this all the way back to a year. Now, they haven't had a reverse stock split as far as I know, so we can probably trust all the bubbles on the chart. A year ago, we had a high of $21.80. That was in August of 2024. It was pretty short-lived. She ripped here from, wow, she went from $2.50 up to $21. I have no idea what made her run. Probably some merger deal or something. She came right back down, stair-stepped all the way down to this low bubble of 0058 from $21 down to just over a half a penny. We see a lot of green bars here. She's going flat. She just hit that low today. Is she going to bounce off of it? We've got stockholder equity. There are people that shop low bubbles. As soon as they see a 52-week low, they will go look at the fundamentals of the company. And quickly, they know what they're doing. They see if the company has value. If they find value, you will see that stock bounce off that low bubble abruptly and quick. That's a good play. We don't know how far it's going to go, but from wherever it's at, it is going to run up. That's a probable move. That's a scalp. That's a profit maker there. Oscillators, real flat here. Not a whole lot to see. So let's see if we can get a better perspective. Here's our 4-hour, 6-month. We're at $11.39 all the way back 6 months ago. Following all this time, and do we have any hope sitting on the board here? God, is she flat? No, she looks like she is still going down. Our bar went down even lower at the very end of the day. Oscillators, the one I can see the biggest there is my ADX. When your red line, your downtrend line, is over top of your green line, your uptrend line, that's what's in charge. And the yellow line tells you how strong it is. Up here is the strength, down here is weakness. Both of them are going towards strength, which means our downtrend is getting stronger right now. Taking a look at our, let's go 20-day, 1-hour view. There is that big drop right there. That big drop came April 23rd. Now, was it February that they said they had their financials? So I'm not real sure what caused this drop then, but she fell abruptly after hours, which means normally news came out. Stocks don't normally move after market unless news comes out. This wasn't doing much, and then all of a sudden it just fell to the bottom here, going from 25 cents, holy cow, down to a penny. God bless. And I'm sure everybody has expected this to start rising and come back. I would go see why she fell, because here is where she should have made a breakout. Once the 200-day MA caught back up to the price, she should have been getting some bumps and jumps here, showing some eagerness to want to climb. And then right here, at least an attempt to try to get over. We haven't had an attempt. She has stayed underneath everything all this time. And even after hours, she is continuing to fall. Oscillators are so cool, so flat. There's just no heat here at all. Taking a look at our 5-day, 15-minute. Well, there's the picture. It looks flat everywhere else, but it ain't flat. She is in a steady downtrend. 5 days ago, we were at 1.3 cents. Now we are just about 0.6 cents, just over half a penny. And she is underneath every single MA. 20-day is just fallen, coming down even harder. That's your steering wheel. This is normally where the price goes 80% of the time. It's following that 20, and the 20 is coming down. Looks like it's going to cross the 200 haul, which is going to be a death cross, which is going to give all the reason in the world for this price to push down. Now, it is bumping up against the 20 right now. You could hope it's going to climb, but I think that's all you're going to be doing is hoping, which is as good as a wish. It doesn't get you much, if anything. So this looks pretty bleak to me, folks. I don't see a whole lot of hope. I don't see any catalyst. The financials are falling right now. The chart is falling right now. I'm not quite sure why we were looking at it, but I'm sorry I didn't bring you any light at the end of the tunnel. All right, let me dive back over here just to slow down a bit. ZKIN is rocking. We're going to take a look at ZKIN right now. Backbone charged and on. You know, it is, but I've got a habit of never answering it when I'm online. Why? Have we got a problem? All right, so let's go take a look at ZKIN. I'm going. Give me a break. I was trying to buy time to get a full inhale there. Okay, we are looking at ZKIN, ZKIN, ZK International Group. ZKIN came to me by the Underdog. This company is working with the infrastructure, the piping, and other things for water and gas, plus more. They had a huge jump in their daily volume today. I went looking around to see if there was any reason. I found no news. I found no filings. And they do have an account over at Twitter, but they haven't had a tweet since 2024. So I don't know why it's running. That's the bottom line there. We've got a real good low float, solid, steady revenues. Yay. And we had a big rip February 3rd, which I, again, am accrediting to financials. We'll see if those financials were around the 3rd. I do believe this is a 20F. Yeah. Okay. Okay, we are looking at a Chinese company, ZK International, finished the day at $2.52, and look at that. Not a catalyst anywhere to be seen, and she was up 123% today. And I'll bet she's still rocking and rolling because Mark mentioned it after hours. She is up $1.39, folks. It's $2.52, and it went up $1.39. This is a hot penny stock on the major exchange. She's on the NASDAQ. Why she's got a transfer agent verified for a NASDAQ, I don't know. That should always be verified. We shouldn't have to be told about that. So as I said, this company is a manufacturer and engineer of high-performance stainless steel products for projects that require sophisticated water or gas pipeline systems. But they are expanding. Jumping on over here to their website, ZKINInternationalGroup.com. They say the company is not merely a participant in the water and gas sector. It is a dynamic force driving positive change as a provider of sustainable infrastructure solutions. Through strategic partnership, diversified business segments, and a commitment to sustainable practice, ZKIN is shaping the future of water and gas industry with a focus on long-lasting environmental and social impact. Now, they give you some information in here. They're doing more. They're working with technologies, with water. I didn't get into all the details, but, the pictures there tell you something. They tell us here they are already involved with water and gas. They are getting involved in the renewable energy sector as well as industry and technology, as we were just looking at. But I don't have any details about that. You'll have to do your own research. So what did I learn about this company? Well, let's see here. Why the heck am I over here? I don't know, but we'll start over here because, as I said, we don't have any news or filings, but we've got some information. This is what's impressive, right? Look at her relative volume over the last 30 days. She's been doing 14,000 shares a day. Folks, that might be a couple purchases. That's it. Today, she went to the moon, and I can't do the math in my head. She went from 14,000 to 71 million shares. Why? What's going on? How come I can't find it? No, I didn't do a Google search. I didn't do that. Taking a look at the share structure. Can we even trust it? I worry about that. What's this about? I don't know what that shield's about. I normally don't see shields over here. Interesting. Well, we have got dates here of April, so I'm going to trust these. We've got a super duper low float. We've got 5.2 million outstanding. Insiders own 1.4 million, so it says, which leaves us with only 3.7 million shares. And how many shares moved today? 72 million. So divide that by 4, basically. That's how many times every share had to sell over today. That is incredible, folks, without a catalyst. Why do the people want the shares? That's what I want to know. Our market cap, we are just under $6 million. Financials, are they making any money? Yep, and they're growing. They took a little dip here at the end of September 2024, going from 99 million 4 years ago to 108 million at the end of their fiscal period. Quarterlies, they're not going to give them to us, but they got them. They're just not showing up here. We do get the balance sheet. Cash equivalents, what I call the bank, about 4 million in the bank. Got almost 80 million in assets, only 51 in liabilities. So we are holding stockholder equity in this company of over $28 million. That is ours, divided up amongst the investors. That's one way to figure out the price of the stock. Take all the shares and divide it into that number right there. That'll give you a number. I don't know if that's the only way. There's lots of ways to figure it out, but that's one way to do it. We're doing good here. Financials, no disclosures. Okay. See, that's all the way back to February. That is nothing current. And this was a problem with the listing standards. It looks to be they were under $1. Well, we don't have that problem anymore. That's for bloody sure. And news. That's the only thing we haven't looked at. Again, nothing since February. No filings, no news, no tweets since 2024. So I have no clue why this is running. If somebody knows, Put a comment down so everybody knows, because I have not found it. And this is talking about their NASDAQ bid price deficiency. So we have nothing here, folks. I don't know what to tell you except she's hot. Now, the truth of the matter is, if I found this over at Penny Boys, I wouldn't go looking up the news. I wouldn't go looking at filings. Even if she had financials, I wouldn't go look at them. I don't care what's going on. All I care about are the technicals. When you're playing scalps, you're just looking for a moving car. You're a hitchhiker looking for a ride. You don't need to get in when they get in the car, and you don't need to get out when they get out of the car. You're catching just the part in the middle. That's all I ever look for, just a part of a ride, a hitchhiker's ride. I'm in, I'm out. Thank you very much. So let's go take a look at ZKIN, see what she was doing besides setting the world on fire. Wow, she really got hot at the end of the day, didn't she? All right, let's kick this back to a year. Hasn't been doing squat for a very long time. Look at this. Low bubble. She went to an extreme here and then jumped to another extreme. So we got our low bubble and high bubble basically all in the same 2 days, going from 29 cents up to $3.18. That's over 1,000% run, basically. She came all the way back down to the 200, which is not bad, right? We were way down here. Now we're up here. We were under the 200. Now we're on top of it. So she's feeling strong now. She's in a better position. She took a solid bounce. I mean, one bounce right off of that, and she just kept going. She went over her 20-day MA and got very cocky, pushed over the 50, the 200, and has just taken off. Everything has gotten strong right along with that volume bar right there. Everything is climbing. Taking a look at our 6-month, 4-hour view, it's pretty much the same thing. You can't see a whole lot except that all of our MAs now have turned up and are all coming to our 200 MA. When these cross, they're golden crosses. It's like turbo boost. It helps the price to climb. Never hurts. Helps the price to climb. Volume just came in today. The last 2 days. Nothing. All these days before, absolutely nothing. Actually started jumping after market yesterday. So if you're looking for news, it's probably out yesterday. Could have been an article. You know, that's not going to show up in filings or news press. Could be an article about somebody talking about them. Take a look at our 1 hour 20-day. So it looks like we had our jump starting here at, what time is that? Where's the clock? Where's the clock? Move. 5 o'clock. 5 on the button. So whatever happened at 5. She jumped from $1.11 up to $2.05. So we had almost 100% run there. Came back down through our 9, hit the 20, scooped right up on that 20. You can see the launch coming. You can see it. And there she goes, folks. Now, of course, we've got to expect a pullback now. She went parabolic. She's got to come back down. So we're going to be looking for this to come back down. And we don't know which MA it's going to land on. It could land on the 20 or the dynamic duo, the 50 and the 200 Hall, or come all the way back down to the 200 like she's done before. But we're going to watch for it and then look for a couple green bars off of whichever MA she chooses, and that'll be your entry. That's probably when she's going to start running if you see volume coming into the picture. This is looking nice. Everything is climbing, every oscillator, lots of volume in the picture, and obviously she's pushing up. 5-day, 15-minute. Yeah, she didn't do a whole lot after this jump here. She went sideways, meandering, probably making everyone think nothing was going to happen, and then she just took off here. And again, I don't have any clue. Now, I really don't need to, but if I'm talking to you, I like to have a reason for why a stock is moving. But if I was playing this, I would have just been watching for crossovers down here. I'd have watched for this right there for my PPO to cross up over that. That's when I would have gotten in, right there. Not a lot to see up here, but this is telling me a lot. That's going into power. And then right down here, we've got the same thing. Everything was working into a crossover here. And if you missed this, you should have caught the overbought. Could have got in right there. Look, she's still going, folks. She had her pullback. She came down to the 9-day. She didn't even come to it. She's just floating over it, and she is climbing. This is as light as you can get. Hovering over the 9-day, not even hitting it, just hovering over it. That is a beautiful chart right now, folks. She is looking good. We've actually got time for you to consider jumping into this and playing it for the rest of today, after hours. Watch a crossover. If your ADX green line comes underneath, your red line starts pointing up, take your profits. Just take your profits. If she starts to go back up, we'll get back in. Try again and take another small gain. Doesn't have to be one big, long run. Take a small one. She drops, get back in, take another small one. They add up, folks. I had 9 of them today. Added up very nicely for me. Whoa. Okie dokie. There's your ZKIN. Let me come back here so I can take a break and you guys can take a break. You guys still hear me? I don't see any comments. Just give me a thumbs up. Let me know you can see, because I can't see what you can see. My computer's dead. And I can't hear you talking in the background. Shh, please. Hey, I can't hear you. Goodness gracious. Am I still connected? I'm going to presume I am. No comments. Bummer. Okay. I still love you. Okay. We've got one more stock all set up, and this is going to be real brief, folks. This is, I know where I'm going, so you don't have to look at that too long. This is ticker HOFV. This is Hall of Fame Resort and Entertainment Company. This was brought to me by Dino Trades. As I said, this is going to be short and sweet because all the information about it really doesn't matter. They're coming off the market. They're going private. Actually, I saw this news bright and early today. This is the news press, but I get mine over there at Stock Titan. Actually, I have a couple places I get it. And I posted it over here at Twitter. So all the bullets, so we don't have to go reading the news. HOFV enters into a definitive agreement for going private. Shareholders will receive 90 cents per share, providing strategic flexibility and additional working capital for growth. Who cares? They're private. Lease restructuring agreement. Who cares? Transaction is unanimously approved by independent special committee. So it's going through, folks. $125 million in project level financing planned to support the development. Who cares? You know, I don't know why they give us so much news when they're going private. After that, we're out of the game. We don't get anything out of it. So the bottom line here is they're going private. They got plans to grow after they go private. Don't have to share their profits with us anymore. They're going to give us 90 cents per share for what we hold, and that's it. Game over. I did not see a date, but let us go see over here in the news. Dates are easy to see, to scan with your eyeballs. Nothing. See any cues in there? Transaction details. Dun, 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 dun. What's this? Which the company expects to file. Further information regarding terms and conditions will be filed on a Form 8K before May 11th. Well, this is May 8th. So we don't have that date, but it's probably going to come out before or on May 11th. We'll probably get a date on when this is going to happen. So that's the deal. Now, chances are what you're going to see, and I haven't looked. I didn't look. Chances are when you see things like this, when a company's going private and they say this is how much you're going to get per share, the stock immediately, God bless America, I'll see the news 30 seconds ago and go look at the chart. It's already there. It's already hit the ceiling. People jumped up to it. So I'll bet this is at 89 cents and it'll just stay there. Now, occasionally, for some dumb reason, I see them go over, but not by much. But I'll bet you when we go look at this chart. So I am not going to drag you through looking at all the other information, share count, blah, 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 blah. Doesn't matter. They're going off the market. So let's go take a look at ticker HOV. Okie dokie. So where's our price? 83 cents. It jumped to $1 right there. I don't know when this news, well, I posted it pre-market. I post news every single day, folks. Every day for over 2 years. I don't think I've missed a single day. I don't get sick. I posted from 7:20 in the morning till 9 in the morning. I posted on Twitter, my Discord group, and on one Facebook page. So it is out there. And I get as much news. I'm not particular. I'm not looking and choosing. I'm just posting the news as it comes up. And I try to give you the actual news blurb. I give you bullets like you just seen. And I give you the price of the stock pre-market and how much it's gone up. So you have an idea if you should consider that stock or not. And I do that every day. Then at 9 o'clock, I'm over at Penny Boys. Penny Boys between 9:30 and 4, trading with the public. Folks, if you want to trade with me, go down in the comments. There's a link down there. It'll take you to Discord. Click it. If you haven't got a Discord, give them a username, a password, and an email. You got an account. They'll bring you right into us. Go to Stock Wizard's Momentum page or their free lobby page. Free lobby page, they're doing a lot of stuff. But Stock Wizard's Momentum page, we're just playing momentum stocks, scalping. We're taking quick gains in there all day long. And there's a bunch of us who bring in charts and information, and goodness gracious, folks, we're feeding you all day hot stocks to play. I did real well, and I think a lot of other people did well today. So as she sits right now, we don't really need to go back a year, do we? It just doesn't matter. She has been slowly climbing with no eagerness to do anything, had that big pop to $1, fell all the way back down to 67 cents, slowly has been climbing, not a lot of eagerness here. People are positioning for the payout. That's all they're doing. And now there's not a lot of room for payout between 83 cents and 90 cents. I mean, you could buy, 100,000 shares and make a gain there, but there's better ways to spend that money. So that's where we're sitting right now. She's just hovering underneath 90 cents, and I doubt she'll go over 90 cents. She did here, but I mean, that was an accident. Somebody wanted to make sure they got their shares. So I don't see a whole lot going on here. Not going to be on my watch list. That's everything I have, folks. So it's been fun talking to you. I've got things I'm kidding. Panic attack, you people. No, we got time, don't we? Look at that, 4:37. I could call it a short day. Nah. Superstar sticker. Thank you, Mark. Mark's one of my only people that do this. He tips me. That's my tip jar. You can do it. It's down there at the bottom of the Google page where you make your comments. If you want to give me money because I gave you a good tip, you think I'm working hard or not being paid enough or something, hey, it's up to you. I appreciate it. I just opened the door for you. I appreciate you just following me, subscribing, watching my videos. That's why I'm doing it in the first place. So thanks. You don't get sick when you have flower power. You know it, brothers. CBDs. I've been getting them for decades. Lots of CBDs. You do. It's in the smoke. So you're getting THC and CBD as well. So I don't take CBD oils or anything like that. I just get my CBDs. And actually, honestly, they tell you right on these packages now how much CBD is in the stuff you're getting. So if you're looking for a certain amount of CBD, you can get it with your THC. All right, so you guys have been talking over here. John's the best whiz. Oh, Mr. Davis. Oh, I'm going to have to start a new club here. All right, I am going up. Oh, I see a hello there. Hey, how do I see? Dravko Rapek. Am I close? You mind if I call you Mr. ZR? Like Zidar? Glad to have you here, buddy. I like seeing new people here. All right, I'm going to scroll on up here, folks, and I'm going to see if you guys have dropped any tickers or if you have a ticker right now. Velmore was talking about VE and ASST. Are either one of those penny stocks still? I don't know if they're penny stocks. I know you can't see, but I'm taking a quick look here just to see. Yeah, V is a penny stock. She is falling hard right now. And the other one, that is ASST. Just taking a quick peek. ASST. Why don't we take a look at ASST? Is that okay with you guys? Let's see here. APLD sitting at 560. Okay. We're going to go take a look at ASST. We were playing that today over at Penny Boys. She is still running aftermarket. Let me get this down. Try to cover my A's and B's and C's and all the other letters in the alphabet. So let me get rid of these guys, close a bunch of these windows. I don't need them, do I? They just confuse me. and we're going to look at AST. Well, that's what it is. AST, asset entities. Okay, let's move on over to our primary page here. So we got an American company based out of Texas, asset entity, ticker ASST, finishing the day at $7.69. Kicking butt. She's up there at 126, 127%. That's a jump of $4.30, folks. Outstanding. This is a hot penny stock on the major exchange. She's on the NASDAQ. So what does this company do? Asset Entities is a technology company providing social media marketing and content delivery services across Discord, TikTok, and other social media platforms. That's right. I went over to Stock Titan and looked this one up because I wanted to know what it was she does. And she has been making money through Discords and TikTok. Imagine that. They're doing quite well doing it. So let's see what we've got here for relative volume today. Boom, going from 1.1 million up to 235 million. Folks, that's over 200 times increase in her relative volume. Share structure, low float. Not that I know what it is, but the outstanding share count is only 13.5 million. I'm going to presume the insiders own something. Even if they don't, 13 million is not a bad float at all, especially when you're selling 230 million shares a day. Oh, yeah. Market cap for the company, we're up at 45 million. Taking a look at the financials, well, they're up and down, aren't they? They are making revenues and are not paying a bloody thing for them. Well, that's because it's digital. That's a great thing about having a digital product. I used to sell digital products on Amazon. I didn't have any fees. I mean, it was really great money. So when you have something that you can just upload or download or something they implement and put on their system, you're just being paid money. So they don't pay anything. You have to keep every single dollar they make. They started off 4 years ago at 829. That's 829,000, and dropped down to 633,000. Quarterlies, hey, they're coming up. The year ago, they were at 80,000. Now we're at 212,000. They have been steady jumping all of this time. Taking a look at their balance sheet, we've got 2.6 million in the bank, 3.2 million in assets, only 430,000 in liabilities. So this Discord company is giving us 2.8 million in stockholder equity. We're holding profit in this company. Bloody hell. Disclosures. Uh-oh. Look at all these 425s. What the heck is a 425? Please do announce that I'm joining the board of directors. Okay. Is this the way they post their news? Let's see. This one, 5858. Is this going to be the same one? No, this one's different. What is this one about? Solicitation. May 7, 2025, in connection with its proposed business combination with assets, Strive Enterprise sent the following email. Whoa, we got a merger here. We just wanted you to update you with exciting news about our firm. We got a press release out. Okay, so we're going to probably see it over there. So we've got a merger. We've got something going on here. So let's just jump on over the news. And I mean, I'm glad we looked over there. Let's see if it says it over here. Strive Asset Management to combine with asset entities to form first publicly traded asset management Bitcoin treasury company. I posted this news this morning. I remember it now. I post a lot. I don't remember it all. Details available in a slide presentation. Shame we don't have time for that, but there's no reason why you can't go look at it. Just come over here to the OTCmarkets.com website, ASST, go into the news and click it. CEO Matt Cole is going to be going live. When is this? Today. Oh, that's already done. That's already happened. Maybe they'll have a recording of it. Strive Asset Management is a $2 billion asset management firm that uses proxy voting and shareholder engagement to promote financial freedom. Okay, not sure how that works into a business. All right, Strive Asset Management intends to use all available mechanisms to build a Bitcoin war chest in a minimally dilutive manner to common shareholders and build a long-term investment approach designed to outperform Bitcoin by using Bitcoin itself as the hurdle rate for capital deployment. Getting technical here. I mean, I know those are all easy words to pronounce, but they're talking about a concept we're not familiar with here. They've got an idea, and it's a good one. Anytime you get with Bitcoin, we just saw a state, I think it was Kentucky, is bringing Bitcoin into their treasury. Yes, right? It's not just companies. We are now looking at municipalities because Bitcoin is safe. It's proven itself to be reliable, steadfast hold of value. And if you don't want to put your money in the bank and get 3%, you don't want to put it in the stock market with all the volatility, you've got to find some place to put it. Bitcoin's pretty smart, pretty smart. So this is a piece of information you're going to want to dive into to get all the details, folks. We haven't got time to go into all of it, but we see it as big news. Just out of curiosity, we got some real interesting things here. Let's see here. Bitcoin Magazine just in. Vivek Ramaswamy, Strive Asset Management, informed first publicly. So they're getting a lot of coverage out there, which is a big thing. If they have people, I don't know if it's influencers or people that they've hired to work for them to actually get this stuff out there so everybody can see it, this stock could just keep on running, folks. So does that cover everything? Did I actually go through the ball game here with you? I do believe I did. Was there any other news here? Regained compliance with NASDAQ rule? Yeah, you sure did. Got your merger, an investigation. Anytime you have a merger, there's always an investigation. Somebody wants to sue you because they don't want you to change. But get over it. So I don't worry about these lawsuits, folks. These are brought by begruntled investors. They normally don't ever go anywhere. And virtually every company gets them. So I don't worry about them. Unless it's the FDA or the government suing you or something like that, the SEC. Who cares if it's just a little guy like me and you? So let's go take a look now at ticker ASST. Trying to keep it clear. All right, that's what I got to see. So let's roll this back to a year. Actually, I'm kind of curious. I'm going to roll this back 3 years. Oh, looks like I found the day she came on the market. This is January 30th, 2023. Came on the market at, about $29. She fell down to like $17, jumped up to 34. So she was way up there 3 years ago. And we got a low here of 34 cents. Is that our 52-week low? Let's come on down to our yearly chart. It is. So there's our 52-week low of 34 cents, which hit December of last year. And today we hit our 52-week high by a long shot. God, $8.80 she hit today. Off of this low bubble, she came up. She got some excitement, tagged onto that 200, came back down, better position. She was under everything here. Now she is on top of the 200, and she was in a 200 squeeze, folks. Now, I can't show you the big bars, but I can show you this. Right there. 200 MA on the top, 200 Hall on the bottom. Both 200s have the same power, same strength, squeezing that price. The 200 was falling. The 200 Hall is rising. The price is in the middle above the 50. That's a launch zone. Now, she was climbing. All she needed was a reason, a little more reason. Boom. It took off, folks. We had a beautiful 200 squeeze launch right there, jumping from 60 cents all the way up to $8.80. Coming down to our 6-month, 4-hour view, there's your bump and rip back down to that low, getting repositioned right here, but laying flat until she took off. And obviously, all of our oscillators are going to the moon right now. Volume just came in the last 2 days. There is no volume to speak of before that. Taking a look at our 20-day 1-hour view. Look how flat that is. Absolutely no attention being given to it. And then she ripped each day. Now, we've got a stair step here. Now, I wonder, can you guys see this with me? I'm presuming you can see this, folks. I'm going to show you something here. Let's see. We're going to go to YouTube. We're going to go over here to, what am I looking for? Okay. Oh, right. All right. I put up a lot of information for people through the day. I have lots of stuff I like to share. And this is something that looks just like what we're looking at right here. And you can learn from it. Maybe you can take a screenshot of this. There it is. I want the blue one right there. Poo. All right, I'm just going to open it up here. All right, you should be able to see that. This is what we're looking at here. Look at this stair step, jump, and then a big rip right there. Base, 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 boom, boom. So these are predictable to a certain degree, folks. We look for these. I actually posted this. I remember doing this now in Penny Boys. When we had this run going, I did post this so that people can get an idea of what's going on here. So we had a very strong parabolic run here. Boom. Now, parabolic runs have a habit of coming back down too, unless they've got strong catalysts. Now, we've got a very strong catalyst, and she's going into areas unknown to us. Now, what I would normally do here, folks, to get supports and resistances, because we're at really high highs now, it's tough to tell where to get in, where to get out. Where's she going to bump her head? Well, what I do, I'm going to show this to you real quick. I use my Fibonacci. Grab your Fibonacci. You see this run? We're going to use that run as our standard. We're going to poke the very top up here and drag it down to the very bottom of that run. I am going to unlock these now. This is a Fibonacci. These are supports and resistances. We can trade on them. The price is going to respect them. Though they are not attached to any historical price point, they're valid because Fibonacci numbers are magic. They draw things in. Spiral shapes like tornadoes and hurricanes are galaxies, shells, flowers, all built on the Fibonacci. Your toilet water going down, Fibonacci, all of it. And we use this science. We just don't understand why it works. Well, we're going to unlock this magic set of numbers here. And I'm going to drag it up to the top bubble there. This line right here, the 23%, which is the second line up. Right there. And I'm going to lock it into position. Now I can come in here and these are going to be my supports and resistances. And believe me, it works. You're thinking, how can it? That's just like guessing. Folks, this is Fibonacci. I can't explain it. I tell you it works. I know it works because we use it at Penny Boys a lot because we play stocks that are running, hitting all-time highs, and my job is to get supports and resistances. So I discovered this. I have never, ever seen anybody else do this. I just had to figure out something. I've got another one I use a channel in and have a floating trend line that I use for a resistance, but I don't use it very often. So this here is how I get my supports and resistances, and I would get in just over top of the next support, a few pennies over, and then I would sell something just underneath the next one. And if it's looking like it's going to continue going, I'll only sell some here, not all of it. But if it looks like she might be getting weak, sell it all. But I could sell at every payday all the way up. Always sell because you never know when it's going to quit running. And parabolic stocks have a habit of parabolicking down too. When the rocket runs out of fuel, it comes back to Earth hard. So there you go, folks. That is ASST for you. Hopefully that was entertaining and enlightening. Close enough. I get it. You know, my name is John Zidar. And you would think with 5 letters, Zidar, how hard can it be? You want to know what I get most of the time? Zidar. Does that even sound right to you? Most names at least sound right or sound wrong. Yours didn't sound exactly right. Okay, what time is she? We're going on 5 o'clock. That's okay. My voice is still here. I'm going to pick another one here. Do you guys have a stock you want me to look at? I'm going to take a puff on my, not cannabis. We're going to be using nicotine, and I'm going to get some caffeine. So if you've got a stock, throw it down there, folks. I'm going to give you 15 seconds. Oops. Time's ticking. What? Come on. Okay. Time's up. No ticker. All right, so we'll roll back up here and see which ones are catching your attention. All right, Jason. Jason did bring in APLD. See anything else here? You guys aren't even sharing tickers with each other. Come on now. All of you've got something that you're warming up to. Let us know what it is. Let them know what it is. All right, I tell you what. I'm going to go look at APLD, right? APLD, yep. And we'll make that our last ticker after I get this down. Trying to do this correctly. Yeah, man. All right, we don't need you. I don't need you. And I'll get rid of Twitter. And we'll go to OTC Markets. All by its lonesome. Okay, that's not what I wanted. All right, APLD. Who is APLD? Is this Applied Digital Corporation? I thought so. Applied Digital Corporation. This is a company based in Texas, finishing the day at $5.51. She was up almost 5%, jumping 26 cents today. Hot penny stock on the major exchange, the NASDAQ, where you don't have to pay for your transactions. They're free. You can trade pre-market, aftermarket. Can't do that with OTC. Heck of a lot more money and volume up on the major exchange. And there's a lot more rules. All of that's good for us. So what is this company about? Let me see. Applied Blockchain is a publicly traded builder and operator of next-generation data centers across North America, which provides substantial compute power to blockchain infrastructure and support Bitcoin mining. Seems to me, I remember looking at this company and it was primarily Bitcoin mining they were involved with. Well, I just tried to go to their website. That didn't work. No website there. Let's see if we got a different one here. No, that's the same one. Okay, let's just start from one side of the page and work over. Our relative volume today for APLD dropped a little bit, going from about 33.5 million as an average over the last 30 days to about 29 million. Share structure, kind of high, actually average. This is what most companies used to be before COVID and everything fell. Reverse stock splits came into the picture. 224 million. I don't know what the insiders own, so I don't know what the float is. I know it can't be more than the outstanding share count, so it could be as high as 224, or it could be considerably less, depending on how many shares the insiders own. Market cap. Wow, how about that? We're at $1.1 billion for this stock. And I just realized we're not a penny stock, but it's close. She was leaving Pennyville today. No, she was still outside of it. She only went up a quarter. Taking a look at our financials. Oh, yeah, data is good business. I was thinking it probably would be. 4 years ago, she had zilch. She came onto the market with 8.5 million, and she was down about $1 million. 2023, she hit $55 million, pulling in profit of 11 million. At the end of their fiscal year, May of 2024, they hit $165 million, more than tripling what they did the year before. And they only got 17 million in profit. Come on now. If you triple your revenues, shouldn't you triple your profit? C'est la vie. Looking at the quarterly reports, 43, 63, 52. Well, we had a bump and then a drop, but they're doing pretty decent. It's their profit that moves around weird. I mean, even with the strong 43 million and 60 million revenues, they weren't bringing home any profit. Aren't data centers supposed to be digital? I mean, I know they have a lot of computers and hardware and probably electricity bills and stuff like that, but egads. Then here in 2024, in 3 months, they jumped to $11.5 million profit. And then the last quarter, they dropped down to 3.7. So they're all over the place, regardless of what their revenues are. Balance sheet. Got lots of money in the bank. We got about $250 million. Total assets is good, 1.7 billion. Liabilities is less than that at 1.2 billion. So we've got stockholder equity of $450 million in this company. She's okay for us. Take a look at those disclosures. There's your quarterly reports. Nope, those are old, 2021. Always look at the dates. You can't imagine how much old news I look at before I realize it's old. I even post old news and people say, that's old. It's like, I didn't look. So we have one 8K here that came out in the beginning of the month. A material definitive agreement entered into a preferred equities purchase agreement. How much? For one, these are preferred shares. G stock, they're paying $1,000 a share. The companies may exercise increments of $25 million up to $75 million. So they've got an investor who is willing to buy shares, and it's from 25 million to 75 million of this preferred stock that has nothing to do with us. But all that money coming into the company definitely has something to do with us. It helps the company. Anything else over there? No, not really. And there's their most recent financial 10Q quarterly report that came out on April 14th. So if you really want to do some research on the company, save yourself some headaches. Get used to reading a 10K or 10Q. They have all the information on the company from the day it incorporated, not from when they came on the market, from when they incorporated. That's all in there. You can see how many shares the insiders own, who's investing in it, institutional ownership, how much the insiders are paying themselves. Everything you want to know is in there. And this is the great thing. Once you get used to looking at them, they're all the same. So it's not like they're different. So I know where to go when I want to find the share count in every one of these 10Ks and 10Qs. Zip, bing, there it is. Quick, simple, and easy. So that covers everything over here, right? Did we cover the news? No, we didn't cover the news. So let's get over here to the news. So this is 21, 21, 21, 21, 22, 22, 25. Okay, so we got news up here at the top. This is all current news from this year. Applied Digital closes $375 million financing with SMBC to support Elandale HPC campus. Whoa! I thought $75 million that we were just reading was a good investment. $375 million. Applied Digital sets fiscal year third quarter 2025 conference for April 14th. That's done gone by. You can get that information, I'm sure. And Applied Digital enters into a $150 million convertible preferred equity facility to advance development of the Ellendale. So now they've got like credit that they can tap into anytime they want. So they've got investors and they got credit for this Ellendale multi-building HPC campus, whatever that is. So they've got a lot of money being thrown at them right now. They ain't short for that. And they've got people throwing it at them, which means these people have done their due diligence way beyond what we're doing right now. If they're willing to put in $375 million, there's got to be some value in this company looking ahead. Okay, let's go take a look at the charts now for ticker APLD. Let's roll the clock back. Here we go. Here's our yearly chart, and see, all-time highs. I was using the Fibonacci here that day so that we could play this. That's the only reason that's up there. So we have a 52-week low of $3.01, which came at September of last year, and a 52-week high of $12.48, which we hit the third week of February. Off of that high, she went into a downspin. She came under the 200, looked like she had a chance of breaking out because the 200 was still climbing, but every other MA was against her. 200 Hall, 50, 20, all falling. Added up, that's more power than one 200 MA. Unless you're the Q or the SPY, chances are you're not getting through that. So she hit her head on that 50 and came down hard. Bam! Falling from about $8 down to $1.50. Off of this low, she started to climb instantly, and she went from $1.50 up to $5.50. That's a 300% run right there. She has now gotten over top of the 20. We're working our way up to the 50. We've got lots of steady volume in this stock. No problem there. Oscillators. Looks like everything is working up right now. We've got a crossover happening on our PPO right now, so we'll be going into power. Our ADX, our green line, is just about ready to switch places with our red line, meaning we're going into an uptrend. Yeah, we've been in an uptrend ever since she started coming off the floor down here at the bottom. See when she started climbing? When the ADX's green started climbing. Not when they switched. This is already climbing and it's underneath because it is pushing up. This is getting weak. This is getting stronger. So we've had a climb all this time. This is my primary oscillator. When I'm playing options, this gets 80% of my attention, and I watch for that right there. I watch for whatever I'm looking for to bounce off the bottom, and I'm in. I don't wait for it to cross because that's far too far. It's already gone too far by the time it crosses. So I get in down here. And if it changes its mind, I get out. I just take my gains. But a lot of times you get a full run all the way up to the top, and that's some good money. Let's come on down to our 6-month, 4-hour view and give you some more chart. So what do we got here? Well, our 200 is rolling around. She was in a downtrend, and right now, she is just entering into level zone. She is just coming into level zone. And that's normally when you see your breakouts. This is breaking out early. She hit her head here. She came back down to the 20-day MA in a 200 squeeze. You see that, right? 200 haul, 200 or 200 MA, 200 haul. Price on the 50 came down to the 50, 2, and through the 200. It happens a lot. 8 out of 10 times, folks. You can count on this one. I played this a lot. So once she got over the 200, she is still climbing. I expect her to come back down. Anytime you break through the 200, like here, she came back down and tested it, and that may be the test. That may be it right there. She could be off and running. She's floating, hovering over the 9-day, which is the best scenario for a price, for a rising, hovering over the 9. That's outstanding. All we're looking for is that 200 now to level off and start climbing. Everything else is pushing up. And what did I just say when it was coming down? 3 of these add up to more strength than 1 200. So I believe this is going to push it up. Oscillators, PPO is climbing. ADX is strong right now. Our strength line, the yellow, is pushing up, pushing our green into more power. Our MACD is climbing. Our RSI is up there at 63. It's all looking juicy to me. Take a look at our 1-day, 1 hour. Whoa, look at that drop and block. Look at this. 2 fish hooks, one right here and one right there. We actually had a fish hook here too. So you can watch this. If she likes to do this often, these are good recovery plays, but you've got to be careful, right? No telling. She has a lot of volatility. Boy, does she move around a lot, folks. So we had that big drop here, and I have no idea why. But once she got up on this 200 haul here, she stayed between the two 200s, bounced off of our friendly 200, and ripped through the 200 MA. Bounced off of our 50, finally fell down to the 200, but by now our 200's climbing, so we're not worried about it coming back down. She just bounced off of that, put herself back into position with all of the current. All those MAs are current. Throw your Dixie cup on it. You'll see where the price is going. Beep. She's climbing right now, folks, and all of our MAs are turning up again. Our 20 is crossing the 200 haul. That's another golden cross. That's more turbo to the price. Oscillators, they're a little cool. We got a little bit of drop right now, but she drops. Don't panic, folks. Read your charts. Use all of your charts, your 5-minute, 1-minute, 15-minute, use them all. If you're hanging in the air on the 1 minute, go check your 15. She's probably bouncing on something there. So don't panic. Use your charts like you use every window on your car. We primarily look forward. You're playing on the 1 minute. But look, to the 15, look to the 5. I tell you, folks, looking left and right helps a lot. Take a look now at our 5-day, 15-minute. That's a perfect chart. Low bubble all the way in this corner, $3.08. High bubble all the way in this corner. That is a very strong chart, riding up to 200 all the way up. We had a dip here. You know, maybe you got scared there. You can't always tell what's going to happen, but for the most part, she is strong, respecting the 200. She's on top of the 20 bouncing. She may come down. I don't know where she's going to bounce, but I get the feeling she is still going up, folks. She's got steady volume every single day. Looks like she has activity every aftermarket and every pre-market as well. So I would put this on my watch list. She's got a ton of money coming into her. She's got money sitting over there waiting to ask for if she wants it. She has credit facilities. They just had a big investor come in. They're working with Bitcoin. They have the hardware for it. That's one of their primary things. So this company isn't going anywhere either, right? This is one of those companies we can consider long-term. As long as Bitcoin's around, it's always going to need support. It's always going to need service agents for the people that are working with Bitcoin. And data centers. Their data center obviously is going to make them a lot of money too. And with AI and quantum computers, I don't know what sort of data centers they're using, but if they're using AI, if they're using quantum computers, they've got to have some big data centers. And they may be working with cloud. I have not done a deep dive here, so this could definitely be a company worthy of your due diligence. All right, folks, that does it. We're out of there because my voice is dying. Let's see here. APLD. Oh, boom. Me and you on the same page, Jay said? Yeah. Hey, me and you got to get together and partay one day. Some of that wildwood weed. You know what I'm talking about up there in the mountains? You guys got the good stuff up there, closer to the sun. Oh, man, am I so glad it's going legal. It's going to be legal. Here, it's already legal, but the whole country, it's going to be there. You know it. Billionaire here. Boy, we love billionaires. Well, if they like to share. Doesn't have to be your money. Just share what made you rich. That's always a good thing to share. All right, folks, that does it for me. I appreciate you being here. I don't think we had any glitches today. A couple ums and bums and stuff like that. I wish there was a wee bit more activity on the comments. I really want you guys to talk to each other, share what you've got going on in your neck of the woods with other people so that it's not just me bringing you information. But hopefully what I'm sharing is helping. Hopefully I bring something you didn't know was there, or I share something on the charts that, oh yeah, that's a good idea. That's all I want to do, folks. I want to help you make money. You know, being a single man, I don't have anybody to care for. Right? You're my family. I appreciate you being here, folks. I'll catch up with you next week. Same place, same time, 4 o'clock Thursdays. After the bell, I'll be here. I did invite Taylor. Hopefully she'll come one day, but she's got a baby now. She's been taking care of her new kid, so better things to do. All right, folks. See you later. Home Alone. No! Oh, I didn't end it. Oh, how embarrassing.